In engineering, most problems are very easy to solve, but some problems you get stuck on. Here's 3 problems I solved in the last 2 weeks without knowing the solution. This video is what differentiates the junior and senior engineer. The first way to hack hard problems is knowing exactly what problem you're solving. I've got this complex tool that automatically writes and publishes blog posts so I can get traffic to my business without much effort. It does a lot of things to write an article, and one of the things is humanizing the AI text so AI detectors can't detect it. To prevent the server from hanging, if an article takes too long to write, I'll kill it. But humanizing the text can be very slow, causing it to crash. If you're a junior, the problem to solve here is to optimize this process so it stops crashing. But from the user's point of view, since they can line up hundreds of article writing jobs and my tool will automatically write and publish it for them, they won't care if a writing job takes 700 seconds or half an hour because they'll never look at it again. They would care, however, if a job crashed and they have to refresh it. If you're a senior, the problem here to solve is just to make sure it doesn't crash. So I increased the timeout from 700 seconds to 20 minutes and I never ran into this error again. The next way to tackle hard problems is to be okay guessing. My tool that writes the AI articles talked to another one of my tools to humanize the text. I noticed there's a lot of errors which causes retries. Retries are bad for performance because this can add a few extra minutes to the humanizing process. Anyway, I have no idea why there's 500 errors or what the root cause is, but I can guess. Context window limitations require me to split my article into smaller bits to send to my human text tool. This can be more than 100 API calls at once. Server logs looked fine, so it might be some weird network thing causing the errors between my writing tool and my human text tool. So as an experiment, I changed how the API is structured. Before, one API call humanizes one chunk of text, and many can go at the same time. Now, an API call is just a list of text you want to humanize. My human text tool will still do exactly the same thing, it's just that now only one connection is made to humanize an article instead of 100. Even though I'm not sure what caused the errors, the experiment paid off as the average time to humanize text before was 181 seconds, but now it's reduced to 90 seconds, a 50% speed up.
Nice.
The final way to deal with hard problems is knowing when to give up. My human text tool writes human text by fine-tuning ChatGPT to write in my style. GPT-4o mini fine-tuning came out, which is 8 to 10 times cheaper and smarter. I thought migrating over to GPT-4o mini would be easy since it's so much smarter, as I can just feed it the same training data I gave to ChatGPT and it'll do an even better job, right? Wrong. For some reason, while ChatGPT can be a little bit more unhinged to sound like me, GPT mini cannot. I then spent a week trying to get GPT mini to sound more human, but couldn't. I even went so far as to produce 20 times more diverse writing samples than I gave ChatGPT, and it still wouldn't sound human at all. But this isn't a problem to be solved. While cost savings is nice because I can pass it on to my users, they can already turn off this AI text to human text step and save tons of money. And currently, there's many bloggers out there that do 100% AI content and still get tons of traffic. So I'll optimize this in the future. But it's not high priority because there's many more other important things to do, like make this video. Getting through hard problems just boils down to being okay with watching fires burn. As engineers, we're trained to solve problems, not to let problems go. But if you work for 5 months on a very hard problem, you might find that at the end of the road, no one cares. And you could have shipped 5 more SaaS ideas in those 5 months and learned much more than you would have if you only worked on that hard problem. At the end of the day, we're not really paid to solve hard problems. We're paid to solve problems that people want us to solve, which oftentimes is much easier than the problems we make for ourselves.